All right, good morning to you. Welcome. It's the second day in the month of April. That's April 2. And here we are on Voice of the People Television, VOP TV for short. And I am Moses Humphrey, welcoming you on board.
I'm happy the way he said that there's the second day in the month of April. Yeah, that shows we're still counting. All right, my name is Fina Okechuku, and you're highly welcome to today's TM and VOP this morning, okay? Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria.
It's quite interesting how she said TM, and I'm wondering, okay, yeah. Moses has rightly said she likes to shorten and, of course, abbreviate almost everything. So one day we'll start calling you PO.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
David Edwin is my name. A very good morning to you this beautiful morning. We are excited to be here because we know you are at the other end, of course, waiting for us to serve you the best way we can. And this morning we promise not to do any different, but even do better. So on a beautiful day like this, we bid you welcome. And we ask that if you're not already clicking or liking our YouTube page, please do that, because it is important that you go with us every single place that we go. It is at Voice of the People TV on YouTube, and on all other social media platforms it is at VOP TV Live. Well, let's kick it off with what we're talking about today. Peter Obi threatens to leave Labour Party. Now that seems like a major one.
Also on our radar this morning, Nigeria aims to become a key player in vehicle manufacturing. That's a beautiful story anyway.
Oh yes, so these are the stories that we're tracking today on the show. I would like you to come along with us as we dive into these stories. All right, do follow us on YouTube. It's Voice of the People TV. It's spelled in full. And be part of the conversation. Drop your views, your comments underneath the post this morning. And on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. All right. Now, as usual, we start off with the papers, keeping you abreast of what's going on around the nation. And let's dive into it quickly. All right. Going into the papers, we'll take a little breather. When we come back from that one, we'll be diving into the papers. We do have quite an array of papers on our table this morning. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
It's Ramadan. It's the season of sharing and caring. As Muslim faithfuls all over the world pray and fast, may peace reign all over, especially in troubled regions. Allah's blessing to us all. May the supplication of every sincere heart be heard. Ramadan Kareem, from all of us at Voice of the People Television.
When your morning starts, make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports, and even entertainment. Join us weekdays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, welcome back. So let's dive into the papers now. Let's look at stories that made it to the cover page of some of these dailies on our table. And let's see. Now we have the Vanguard, we have the Daily Trust, Daily Independent, and the Punch newspaper. These are the headlines. These are the papers we'll focus on this morning. We may not take everything, but we'll take as much as we can. All right. Now come along with us. Be part of the conversation. Drop your views as well as we go into these papers. Now, starting off with the Vanguard newspaper. Before I do so, let's introduce our in-house guest here to help analyze some of these headlines from the dailies. We do have with us Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good to have you with us in the studio. All right then. So, banner headline here. Banks need 4.7 trillion naira to scale CBN's new capital hurdle. No bank qualifies under new guidelines. ETI, Zenith, Access, First Bank lead in eligible capital. 7 qualify by adding retained earnings. No need to panic. ACAMB. There seems to be some fire on the mountain in the banking sector. On top of the nameplate, we have Zenith Bank emerges Nigeria's best bank for 4th year. VP Shatima, CBN Governor Cardoso, Ayo Teriba, headline 2024 Vanguard Economic Summit. LP crisis, Abure rejected Peter Obi's advice for all-inclusive convention, Obi Dati spokesman. Energy crisis, more troubles for Gencos as FG increases gas price by 11%. Are you talking Gencos? I'm talking Nigerians, humans, Nigerians, 11%. Goodness gracious. Okay, all right. Beside the pictorial there, we have Edo Guba, chairman, group bicker over Accord Party's candidate. Police confirm robbers rob, set ablaze passengers bus in Ogun. Police confirm robbers rob, set ablaze passengers bus in Ogun. Quite a pathetic one. Okwama house soldiers, villagers died. Eyewitness says Bayelsa militant leader Amagbain, not from Okwama. Notes leader from Okoloba led the army to Okwama. Reveals the conspiracies. What transpired on March 14. Allow Okwama to bury the dead. Residents. Withheld salaries will shut down varsities if, that's according to the non-teaching staff. London maiden flight. How we fought restriction of airpeace return flight to rejected part of MMIA, Onyema. And then we have 2024 Olympics. Only 2 Nigerians capable of winning medals, says Igali. All right, so these are the headlines there. Well, one that touches me is the Okwama killings. The fact that they are even unable to bury their dead. The perpetrators of the dastardly acts, let's emphasize, excuse me, let's emphasize the fact that yes, what happened was dastardly, all right, not something to be encouraged, but then there's been an onslaught on the people, and I know what it feels like not to be able to even bury those that have died due to the conflicts going on. The morgues will be filled up. Some of them might be, lying in homes and rooms. You never can tell the health implication of that as well. All right. I will call for peace. I will call for some sort of truce. All right. That's what I will call for as a concerned Nigerian. But those are my thoughts anyway. All right. Welcome once again, Lawal. So, what's your take now? What's your take on any of the headlines shared so far? We talked about, I know you have a particular interest in energy sector. With the price of gas going up by 11%, and we are hearing that there's more trouble for the Gencos. What are your thoughts on this one?
The thing is this: the government said they are subsidizing electricity, but I begin to wonder which part of electricity generation and distribution, whatever, transmission, are they actually subsidizing? Because if you want to subsidize, you have to subsidize from the generation, that is the Genco. Because when the Genco is subsidized, it will cut across to where they want to supply. You get? Okay. So if the government says it's subsidizing, I don't know which area they are, because we are seriously paying through our nose. Apart from that we are paying for what we don't consume. We are paying heavily. Because another thing is that this gas that government keep increasing is being wasted in Niger Delta, wherever they are generating this electric, when you are producing oil, that and where you are taking oil, exploration.
Yes. Yeah.
There's always that gas there. So that's why they use the word gas flaring. Flaring means day and night the gas is burnt off. So if you are burning it away, why are you selling it again to the generating company? It's supposed to be free. You get what I'm saying? Because you are already taking oil from that same place. So the gas, you get it. Government is refining part of it. The rest, why are you selling it? You've already made huge money from that same spot. Okay. So why do you sell it again? It's supposed to be free as a subsidy to the Gencos.
There would be some kind of interesting part to this conversation, because Nigerians, well, some Nigerians might not be aware of the particular gas that the federal government is increasing to the Gencos. Now, I suspect that the ripple effect of this particular proclamation would now go trickling down to industrial gas that people use in cooking. Now, that might be another issue, but do you share this thought that there might be the likelihood that this particular gas would trickle down, this information would trickle down to industrial gas that people use to cook?
Actually, the cooking gas is different from the flaring gas.
I know.
They are not the same. Because the cooking gas comes from refined gas, where the one they are using, Genco, is the crude one that is coming. So it's partially refined. It's just going to, instead of burning it, it's like, instead of burning it away, you get it, the generating turbines, the gas turbine can use it so that we don't waste it. So if something that is being wasted, why are you now charging money so high on something that you are already wasting away? If the Genco company refuse to take it, of course you will burn it away, because you can't store it. You have to burn it away. If they refuse to take it, like let's say the price is too high, okay, you are not buying again, you still have to burn it away. You still have to waste it. So instead of wasting it, why not use it as a subsidy to the Genco, so that their cost of generating electricity will come down so low? Because in every business enterprise, electricity is needed. Electricity is needed across the world. That's why you see so I think it was Sweden or Norway, something like that. Sweden or Norway, they have built ferries that are using electricity. Ferries. So they want to try to phase out or reduce drastically the use of these automobiles. this gas, this oil automobile because of the climate. So they are switching to electricity.
All right, now let's get to another paper quickly, and we would be looking at the Daily Trust newspaper. Now, the banner headline right here, front of the Daily Trust reads, Petrol subsidy removal, 10 months after. Federal government yet to roll out electric vehicles. Energy, the subwriter, energy crisis threatens project. Charging stations inadequate in states. Experts tax government on infrastructure. All right, beneath the nameplates there, you see some headlines there, and one of it reads, War on Gaza, anti-Netanyahu protests rock Israel. Anti-Netanyahu's protests rock Israel. Another headline here reads, Netherlands topped Nigeria's export destination in Q4 2023. Wike Damagum's fate uncertain as PDP holds neck. Another headline here reads, 13 killed, 2 injured in Kogi auto crash. Mega looters won't go scot-free. EFCC. Bandits abduct 5-year-old baby mother in Kaduna State. And then the final
5-year or 5-day? 5-day-old baby.
5-day-old, I beg your pardon, thank you so very much. Bandit abduct 5-day-old baby mother in Kaduna. And then the final headline here reads, 8 arrested as Unimaid lecturer stabbed to death in office. Quite a sad one there. Well, these are the headlines right there in front of the Daily Trust newspaper. Mr. Lawal, which would you want to react to?
There are so many things I would like to react. There are 3 of them. The first one is the export to Netherlands. Well, last time you were saying we don't export. That's why I keep saying that we export. You get it? But the problem is that we are not getting adequate information of what we export. And if you don't have adequate information, the statistics, you don't know how to improve it. You can't improve what you don't have information of. That's why some people are coming out with information that Nigerians are actually exporting. Then the question is, what are we actually exporting? So when we know what we are actually exporting, we can see what we can improve on. For example, if Netherlands is asking for tomatoes from Nigeria, and we have adequate information that what they need is 10,000 tons every year, and we are producing maybe 1,000 tons, then we can, government can now encourage investment, agricultural investment into that area, so that we can meet that 10,000 tons and generate this foreign exchange. If you have statistics on what we are exporting to China, you get it, and we see that what they need, what they are requesting for yearly is not, we are not exporting enough. Then the government can now kind of divert attention of investors to that area by providing incentives. Then you can shoot up. For example, I heard about that some people who did 2.5 trillion investment in Nigeria were given a tax waivers. Yeah. Dangote was one of them. Now, when I look at what they were, talking about, that they gave waiver, none of them was has anything to do with agricultural industry. It has nothing to do with agricultural industry. Now, you are saying we want to improve agriculture, we want to do so and that, and look at all the companies our government is giving waiver. None of them is actually investing in agriculture.
Do we have companies investing in agriculture?
Yes.
Or we have more individuals doing agriculture?
No, we have companies. Chi Limited is one of them. Chi is has investment in agriculture. So many of them, you get it. But the thing is this: there's no proper encouragement in that sector. So everybody is groaning. Like myself, I'm into agriculture, but I cannot rear chicken for Easter because I was afraid of the instability of the feed.
Okay.
You get, so if now we now say, okay, like China is exporting chickens to Nigeria, and they are still exporting. They are exporting seasoning that we are producing in Nigeria. Do you know how many seasoning we have? But we are still exporting. We are importing seasoning from China into Nigeria. We are importing biscuits. where we have so many biscuits company across the country. We are still exporting biscuits into Nigeria. Now, all these are flour produce. Why not encourage, do incentives to people who would encourage big people like who have money like Dangote or $10, whatever, into investment in agriculture, and then give them wafer. So you have to divert them instead of giving them wafer in the same repetition of the same thing. You are giving them wafer over the same thing.
Don't you see individual interests playing its role? Because I believe anybody that wants to start up a business or have something they want to be or want to do before going for
See,
such.
an investor has money. What he's looking for is where to put the money.
Not just that.
That's why we call them investors.
Before now, when we have the groundnut pyramid, we have the cocoa farm, you have the rubber plantation and everything. I don't really think those things belong to an individual. I guess the government actually are the ones that set them. Now, if they actually belong to individual in those days, what happened?
That's the issue. That's why we're saying here that there was a time Nigerian money, was greater than dollar.
More value.
Yes, that's more value than the dollar. And then gradually, the thing it crashed to what we have today. So we need to retrace back. That's why I say if you don't have information, we don't have statistics, how do we plan? How do we solve the problem?
All right, speaking of statistics, Nigeria is the, 56th top 100 countries that exports in the world. 56. Quite an impressive one. Let's get out of the papers.
All right, we have the Punch newspaper, and the banner headline reads, Disco make 1 trillion naira amid greed crisis. Unmetered customers hit 5.8 million. The rider, Disco, grew revenue by 30% in 2023. Overbilled customers despite grid collapses. Electricity tariff hike looms as FG raises gas price. NEC vows more sanctions over estimated bills. Then above the nameplate, just the window headline, Tinubu African leaders grace Senegal president swearing in today. You can get that on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. OPEC oil output plunged as Nigeria, Iraq /exports. That is on page 24 of the Punch newspaper. Next sits over state police as governors plans forest guards. And we have a pictorial of, this is actually of Easter Fun, where fun seekers flood parks and beaches amid tough times. You see children, playing there. The pictures come from Abuja and also Lagos. Okay, beneath that pictorial, a presidential nod. Ondo APC governor aspirants besiege Abuja for Tinubu's endorsement. Ondo APC governor's aspirants besiege Abuja for Tinubu's endorsement. That's on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. Please go after hoodlums for raiding night bus, robbing passengers. Okay, the last but not the least, it says Zenith Bank extends win as Nigeria's best bank. And with us in the studio, we have Mr. Lawale Kondayo, an educationist and a public commentator. What headline we want to react to this morning, Mr. Lawale, as regards the Punch newspaper?
Should I just talk about that 1 trillion naira profit? When the economy is so, people are seriously, suffering, businesses are, collapsing. The electricity, the distribution company are making huge profits, and yet the government is subsidizing that disco. They said they are subsidizing discos when they are making such huge profit. I said that their profit will have come down because of the fact that there's no money. You get it, people are seriously, the economy is not doing very well. But you see, they keep making money, keep going up. So something is wrong with that industry, and nobody is looking at it. Up till now, EFCC has never gone into that area to look at it. No one has ever been invited.
Talking about something being wrong, what do you have to say about the estimated bills that distribution companies are?
This is, I think, 8 years after takeover. The government has never declared estimated bill illegal. They still keep telling them that we can go out.
Government has actually spoken against it. And the encouragement has been that everyone should try and get the prepaid
meter.
Well, yes, I'm coming to that. That prepaid meter you talk. Have you ever asked the discos who own that prepaid meter? It's their property. They own that prepaid meter. The moment you buy it with your money, it's their property. You buy it, automatically it becomes their property. So if you are buying the prepaid meter for 100,000 naira now, the moment you buy it and they install it, automatically it becomes the property of the discos. That is why those discos, they refuse to give the people the prepaid meter, because they know that, one, for you to cover 100,000 to get it is difficult, and eventually it will become their property. They will just sit down and be waiting for you to get it, because if you don't get it, they are winning. If you get it, they are winning. So what are we saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, then. That's
is extortion all the way. Extortion. The discos are seriously, massively extorting Nigerians, killing industries in Nigeria, and up to now nothing is done about it. Look at the profit they are declaring. They have never made any loss in their life.
Mr. Lawal, what about the people who are actually doing illegal connection? Because we also know that some Nigerians, according to what some disco boys have come out to say, that some Nigerians actually are doing the illegal connection, whereby they don't have the meter and they try to bypass, most of the things that they have in their house to be able to reduce the electricity tariff consumption.
Let me give you a good example. Let me say you get to the petrol station now,
right,
and then they dispense petrol into your vehicle. You know that what to fill your tank is maybe 30,000 naira. After filling the tank, they told you to pay 200,000. You now ask why? They said because their meter is not working, so they are estimating you. So you go and pay 200,000. Are you going to pay it? Of course, you are not going to pay it. Why? Because you have not been properly billed. Until you are properly billed before you pay. Now, the same thing with these people. You are estimating them and you are telling them they are doing illegal discussion. You on your own, that estimation, is it legal? You get it? You are telling somebody is doing illegal when you yourself, you are illegal. The billing, some of them don't have electricity for 3 months and they just bring bill. When you have electricity for 1 hour, they bill you for 24 hours. It's pure. So they are doing illegal work. Illegal, and they are telling the people they're stealing. So are you being fair in the first place?
All right, then. Unfortunately, this is how far we can stretch the newspaper review. Going into our major talking points now. Peter Obi threatens to leave Labour Party if the ongoing crisis persists. Now let's talk about this one when we come back from this break.